Hey guys, so I wanted to make this video for you today because potentially you are just one step away from massive success within your business or within your life. And this actually comes from a conversation I had with my mentor last week, and I was thanking him for all the help that he has given me. And he said something that was really, really powerful to me. That was, it's all the other mentorships and programs that you have done that led you here today. And it's all the things that you have learned along the way to get that really massive success. And it really made me think, and it really made me think for a lot of my friends in the fitness business community, because we're very, very big on doing a lot of self-development, a lot of growth and things like that, which I respect most about the industry. But also, there's a lot of coaching programs, a lot of mentorship programs where maybe you've joined and you haven't got the results that you wanted. And I think it's like very, very common for people to blame the program, right? They're like, this program was bad. And I'm going to be really honest, guys. Like, I slay on 10K business coaches and stuff because that's not in my belief. But I've never really done a mentorship program where I haven't grown in some capacity. So it's never really a wasted investment, even though my beliefs are to bring, fitness business coaching at an affordable price where anyone can do it. But I want you to have a think today. And the reason why I'm doing this is I want you to have a think about where you're at, because I'm going to give you a couple of pillars that I break my business life down into. And I want you to understand that you might be learning things right now to increase your knowledge or your implementation of one certain factor of your entrepreneurial journey. But if you have one piece of the puzzle that's falling down, or maybe two or three pieces of the puzzle, no matter what coaching program you do, you're not really going to fix the whole complete pie to be able to get that massive growth. And this is what I love most about business, guys, is every day in business, I learn something about myself. I learned something that I'm really good at. I also learned something that I'm really poor at. And I always learn things that I need to be better on to improve our cycle and improve our business pipeline, which, to be really honest, is to make more money and provide a better life for my family. And I'm sure if you're watching this, you're probably in the same position. So I want you to have like a reflective situation. I think ownership is knowing exactly where you're at, exactly where your skill levels are at right now. Because if I can help you identify in this free training, maybe a blockage that you are having is it can maybe free your pipeline up where you can grow incredibly quickly, right? Because I feel like business is like a funnel. It's like a marketing funnel, right? If you're really good at certain aspects, but there's like a blockage in your marketing funnel or your funnel in business, it means your growth is really slow and it's incredibly stagnant. So the way I break business down, there's so many things we've got to learn in business, right? But the way I kind of break mine down, and this mightn't be perfect, but this is just what I kind of look at every month when I go through my business. So the first one is my vision of the company, which I think is incredibly important because it's really what drives your direction. So, once you kind of get in position where you're financially stable and things like that, that's where your vision really comes into place of like, where do you see the business in 5 years, right? And one of the biggest things that this changed my perspective on is in business at the start, I went from 27 members to 520 in 12 months. Now, I'm very proud of that, and I use that a lot in my marketing messaging and all that kind of stuff, right? Because it's impressive. But it actually taught me some core fundamentals about business which aren't correct, is that you get everything really, really quickly, right? I wasn't in a position where I understood that it takes time to achieve, really, really great things. In business, I thought that it kind of happened all incredibly quickly. So you need to make sure you have your vision dialed in. And, it really breaks down to where do you see the business in 5 years, right? What does it look like? How many staff do you have? How many people are you helping? What are your services and what are your offerings? And when you start to extend out your 5-year vision rather than your 5-week vision, a couple of really cool things happen. You become more patient and you understand that business is a journey, and that as long as you're moving towards your vision every single week, you're going in the right direction. And that's what really gives you purpose, guys, right? It's not, I want 50 members in the next 3 months. It's like, no, in 3 years, I want 1,000 members, and this is what my business needs to look like. And the next pillar, guys, is leadership. Now, I was a terrible leader for many, many years because I came from a personal training industry where I only had to look after myself. right? I only had to do, as long as I did my 30 hours a week and I got paid my, $1,000 to $1,700 a week, because I kind of earned a little more money along the way, is I wasn't a great leader for a team because I thought I could do everything myself. I wasn't able to build checklists. I wasn't able to run team meetings. I wasn't able to understand the wants, needs of my staff. And I wasn't able to show them direction of where the company was going. And it really let me down for like many years as I was growing, because what happened was I was growing and I was becoming better, but I wasn't able to inspire my team and get them on the boat. I wasn't able to get us all going in the same direction. And if you have any staff members, casual, full-time, part-time VAs, you need to have a really good look over your leadership and identify exactly where you are right now, because that could be one thing that's really holding back your company, right? And it could be as simple as, do you have things that you want done within the business that aren't getting done by your team? And it's generally a sign of lack of leadership at that stage. And leadership's a really all-encompassing thing. Then you've got your management, okay? How are you managing your team? Right? Are you able to keep them accountable? Are you able to make their job easy where they're able to win every single day? Do your staff members know what winning is? Right? Do they know what they need to do to have a really successful week each and every single week? And management's an art form, guys. And I think coming from the fitness industry, I know why a lot of people struggle, because generally we start in the fitness industry and we only have to serve ourselves. We only have to manage ourselves. Right? And when you start to manage your team, if you want to have a high 6-figure or 7-figure business, being able to manage your team effectively and efficiently and give them the ability to win every day is an absolute art form. And it takes a lot of time to learn and master these systems and procedures. Then we've got all the fun one, guys, the fun ones. So marketing. Right now, do you have the ability to generate 25 leads over the next 7 days? At a minimum, if you have a fitness facility. If you don't have that ability, then you need to work on your marketing to develop those skill levels. It's simple as it is. Not saying you need 25 leads every week, but I'm asking you, do you have the ability to do it? Do you have the ability to spend $1,000 a week on Facebook ads, or have you been able to find a team who can do that for you? Right? Because if you don't have that ability, guys, you will never have a truly dominant fitness business. You have to be able to acquire new customers and people raising their hand to want to train with you. And there's obviously a lot of things that go into marketing, but I'm going to break it down as simple as that. You either have that skill of getting 25 leads a week or not, right? It's a simple yes or no. Then you've got your sales. Okay, sales is a really big thing. And I find like a lot of stuff in the fitness industry as a whole is a lot of people just aren't confident in sales. They don't like selling to people. They don't value their service as much as they should. They don't have really confident like sales systems and procedures where it's scalable and repeatable over a consistent period of time. Unless they're selling to people, everyone goes, hey, I want these like really, really red hot leads who just want to start our fitness programs. And the fact is, like, I was having a conversation with this guy named Marco. He worked at a fitness facility selling $197 fitness packages. So when I said to him, he now sells programs worth $100,000, $200,000. And I was like, Marco, man, it's pretty crazy. You started off selling like packages that were, like $197. Now you sell packages that are like, $200,000. You've got so much better. And he goes, Jimmy, it's actually easier to sell these $200,000 products than what it is to sell $197 products to get people started on their fitness journey. And it really made me think a lot, because if you're able to be really good at fitness sales, I'm telling you right now, from his experience and his advice to me, you can be good at any sales, because it's really, really hard to sell people on a fitness journey. People say it's easy. You've got to teach them how to do their food prep. You've got to teach them to get into train 2 to 3 days a week when they're probably overweight, they don't want to. They've got to go through all these journeys to actually be successful at fitness. There's so many barriers of entry, of time, of finances, of everything that's getting in people's way, that it's not as simple as people think it is in sales. Like, you've got to be really, really good to be able to sell fitness at a really, really high level. And it's often a really, really, really low level of skill that a lot of people watching or listening this will have in terms of their sales, where everyone thinks it's a marketing issue. But more often than not, when you do get that 20 to 25 leads, is what kind of happens. People go, no, the leads are really bad quality because everyone just wants people who wants to come in and sign up to their memberships. But that's not how it works. That's not how the fitness industry works. So your ability to be really, really world-class at sales, and I would use my friend Brad Bedford as a epitome of that, going, are you as good at Brad as sales? And if you are, then we can tick sales off. Right? But if not, there's probably a lot of areas where you need to improve at sales. And I would just like to think a lot of people, they probably haven't read many sales books. They probably haven't done many sales specific courses. And it could be the really big thing that's holding your business down, because confidence is everything in sales. Guys, the next one is operations, right? Which is, how does your gym operate? Do you have gym operations checklists? Do you have opening and closing procedures? Do you have videos on how to clean the bathrooms and all those like little nitpicky things? Are you programming your sessions 12 weeks ahead of time? Or are you doing it of a morning when you just get to the facility? Right? Because maybe it's an operations thing. Maybe your business isn't as good as what you think it is. And I know that might be really hard to hear. But maybe the operations of the business, because the operations and how your business runs is a true reflection of yourself. And there's a few really big things that I know happen in the fitness industry that we know that they shouldn't happen, like checklists, for example, having daily operations routines, having weekly meetings, opening and closing procedures, all those little basic things like that. And if you think about your business like a McDonald's that your business probably doesn't have right now, so we can go, hey, maybe it's an operations issue. Maybe your gym isn't operating at 100% of its capacity, or your fitness business isn't. And then the last one, which is a really big one, guys, which I always look at, especially at scale. If you're struggling for time, if you've got a family, if you're missing your training sessions, if you can't get everything you need to do done, generally it's probably a delegation issue where you're not willing and you're not confident to give other tasks to other people, which is always going to hamper your growth in the fitness industry or any business. Because no one can create a high 6-figure or 7-figure business by themselves. If you don't have trust in other people, and if you can't delegate and let your team win and know what you need to delegate, what you're good at, what you're not good at, and hire a team around that, is you're always going to struggle, right? And you're always going to be time poor. And you're always going to be that person that says, I don't have time to attend a coaching call that actually grows your business, or you don't have time to do date night with your wife, or whatever it might be. So I want you to have a really big think today, and I want you to be really, really honest with yourself. And the way that I like to be honest with myself is we all have like archetypes of people that we look up to in life, okay? And I want you to rate your ability compared to them in your vision, in your leadership, in your management, in your marketing, in your sales, in your operations, and then also in your delegation skills. So it'd be really good if you compare yourself to someone who's in a similar space to you, because obviously you comparing your marketing ability to Gary Vaynerchuk doesn't really make sense, right? But maybe you know a fitness professional who is able to generate 25 to 40 leads every single week. And I'll use it for example, my friend Andrew Gosen, he runs an online business. I believe they closed 100 or 200 sales last week, right? Now, he's the very best fitness marketer on the planet in terms of Facebook ads. Now, Andrew runs an online business, right? But if he ran a gym, I'm telling you right now, he would be getting at least 50 to 100 leads every single week. So when you're judging yourself and you go, hey, how good I am at marketing, I want you to have this archetype or someone that you're aspiring to be like, or who can hold the mantle for you. And then I want you to use that as a benchmark to go, hey, am I as good at marketing as maybe myself or maybe Andrew Gosen? Because I'm telling you, any gym in the planet right now, right, I would be able to get 25 leads every single week. Guarantee it. You give me 3 weeks, I'd have it knocked out. Okay, but then maybe in sales, you might use someone like Brad, right? Brad can close over the phone. He can close face-to-face. He can sell via Messenger, right? Online, offline, like gym, fucking anything he'll sell, right? And he will sell at an incredibly high level. So you got to say, it's like, hey, am I as good at sales as Brad? And if the answer is no, as much as that sucks because you want to be as good as Brad, it's a really, really amazing and a really empowering thing, guys, because you have so much ability to grow. And that's where you use coaching programs, and that's where you use books. Because if you go 100% in any coaching program, right, no matter how much you pay, whether you pay $100 for it or whether you pay 50,000 for it. If you go 100% all in, you can never not move closer to your goals, because there's two things you'll learn in any coaching program. One, what works, right? And you'll scale really massively. But also in some coaching programs, you try stuff and it doesn't work. I've been there before. I've done coaching programs. I go, hey, this doesn't work. Not saying it doesn't work as a system. It just didn't work for me and the way I like to market or the way I like to sell. But it still got me to where I am today, right? And I want you to have a really big think and a really deep, hard look at yourself, honestly, and rate yourself to the best people in the planet in your fitness area. If you have an online business, rate them to the Systems by Design guys of the world, right? If you have a gym, right? Find someone. It could be, Johnny Allen Howes. It could be what I did with, Code 5. It could be Travis Jones, who runs RBT. Very, very good, right? And go, hey, do I have those same skills and the same ability of those guys? And if not, what do I need to do to get there in each and every level? Because if you do that and you do that really consistently over time, guys, you will find the blockage within your business and you'll be able to improve it and you'll be able to push forward towards your 5-year vision. And by doing that, guys, you're going to get really, really consistent growth. But it all starts with knowing where you're at, being really, really honest with yourself, identifying your weaknesses, and then finding the course or program that's going to help you solve that issue so that then you can move forward without this blockage